Welcome to the weekly Turtle WoW News with Vrograg Radio Edition. I'm your news anchor org, Vrograg Fishlayer, here to bring you all the top server news for the week of August 12th, 2024. Let's get to it. I'm the orc, and here's the news. Top news this week: on the 6th, community manager Acalix posted an announcement informing the public that password changes and two-factor authentication, or 2FA, are now available for all Turtle WoW accounts. Both of these actions can be taken by visiting turtle-wow.org, signing in, and following the directions on screen. There was an initiative earlier in the week to reward players for taking these actions, rewarding 50 coins for changing passwords and 100 for activating two-factor authentication. Those initiatives might not last forever, so take advantage of them while you can. Either way, security is important for everyone. Specifically, when it comes to two-factor authentication, you may need a separate mobile device, but this single step can make anyone's account exponentially more difficult to lose to hackers or criminal elements. 2FA comes highly recommended from myself and the team, and only takes a few minutes, so do your part for security and keep your characters and playtime safe by activating it today. If you are unsure how to go about this, make sure to check in with the support channel on Discord. Furthermore, two notes passed along to me through the support staff. First, this is a one-time effect, so repeatedly changing passwords will not earn additional coins, and the same goes for 2FA. Secondly, if you activate then deactivate two-factor authentication for your account too quickly, then the coins will not be disbursed. So ensure you have received the coins before deactivating, though I would advise you keep it on for the added security. On to 1.17.2 teaser news, where this week the community witnessed a trio of class changes due in the new patch. First up, there was a screenshot from a development branch of Turtle WoW showing what many hunters have been asking for: more pet stable slots. In the picture, the stable interface appeared to host 4 different pets, and the post went on to explain more. The 2 new slots will evidently have 2 different ways to unlock them. One of them can be purchased with gold in-game, while the other can be activated with a donation shop glyph item. The next leak for class changes was one for shamans of Turtle WoW, and it looks like tanking might be in focus for the enhancement tree. A new screenshot of a yet-to-be-revealed talent tree displayed an ability known as totemic alignment. This new 2-point talent will grant the shaman up to 60% of the threat generated by totems, meaning magma and fire totems might be a new unique way for shaman tanks to get some AoE threat. The final leak of the week was a new talent for warlocks in 1.17.2 called Improved Soulfire. Found in Destruction specialization, this 2-point talent will reduce the cooldown of the Soulfire spell by 15 or 30 seconds and give a 50 or 100% chance to refund the soul shard needed to cast the spell. This versatility may open up new options for fire-based warlocks. However, much speculation abounds about how it will fit in with other unknown changes coming for warlock. As a small update for the community, I have made inquiries with the team about current dilemmas as a consequence from server issues from a few weekends ago. According to team sources, the website services should be back up soon. It does seem like the team lost roughly around a week of development time to fixing the issues and tightening up security. Finally, we can still expect a full report from the team on the incident in the future. That is all the time we have for top news this week. Until next time, I've been Vrograg Fishlayer. Thank you for listening to Everlook Radio, and remember, the deadliest weapon is knowledge. Welcome to Market Watch Radio Edition for the week of August 12, 2024. I'm your market analyst, Vrograg Fishlayer. All our data is gathered from numbers provided by WoWauctions.net, the industry leader in auction house reports. I throw it all together and make indexes of various market sectors, as well as the S&P 200, an index of the 200 biggest and most influential commodities in the economy. Let's crunch the numbers. First, the Telebim. The Alliance S&P 200 was down 10%. It started the week losing a gold and a half, with a low of 5 gold 40 on the 10th. Since then, it gained back some of its steam, finishing the week at 6 gold 20. For the Horde S&P 200, the week ended even at 6 gold 30. However, on the 10th, it reported a market high of 7 gold 50. The 10th sported a remarkable market variation between the two factions, a variance of 2 gold 10. While both markets have trended in different directions, they rarely have that much of a gap, so both markets are showing interesting independent dynamics to keep an eye on. While in general both markets do remain close to one another, one market where variance was strong this week was in tailoring. The Alliance cloth market came down a whole 15% and finished at 83 silver, while the Horde tailoring index shot up 18%, but is still 16 silver short of where the Alliance is despite the growth, finishing at 67 silver. Looking closer at the individual commodities, the reason for the disparity becomes much more clear. When looking at the cloth market, the two big players are fell cloth and moon cloth, the materials needed for and result of a lengthy tailoring cooldown respectively. The Alliance valued their fell cloth as much as 5 gold, and their moon cloth had a weekly high of 18 gold 20. Meanwhile, the Horde's fell cloth valuation started just over 1 gold and fell to nearly 75 silver. While their moon cloth might be steadily climbing, its weekly high was only 11 gold 60. The difference in value between the two factions for cloth is puzzling to say the least. Both factions have the same number of cloth users, and Alliance have better access to moonwells, which are needed to make mooncloth. Still though, it looks like slowly prices between the two factions might start to normalize once again. Over on Nordinar, the S&V 200 dropped steadily this week, down 7% to 8 gold 75. This market downturn marks the longest period under 9 gold since mid-April, and might be a sign that markets are starting to flag a bit. Whether it's from fewer raiders, less players, or more efficient farms, a little deflation never hurt too much as long as the trend isn't sustained. And while the general market did soften, one place sorely in need of a price correction has been fishing. Since May this year, the fishing index has soared above the 18 gold mark. This week, however, marked the first time since a massive price spike in early May that the fishing index was even in the 18 gold range at all. This market is influenced by activity of raiders just as much as herbalism, if not more so let's take a closer look. While predictably stone scale eel, ever the market leader, was leading the lowering of the fishing index by losing 6%, other fish have also been lowering in tandem to bring down the whole index. Firefin snapper needed for fire oil hit a 180-day low of 22 silver, down 40% this week alone. White scale salmon needed for fish au chocolat traded even this week, but also hit a 100-day market low of just 20 silver. We only began recording the numbers on this fish specifically back in May, but even back then it was trading for around 70 silver. Even oily blackmouth needed for blackmouth oil is showing substantial losses, down 17% this week and down 31% in the last 180 days. So this might very well be a sign of less raiders interacting with the fish market, or perhaps a market fed up with continually high prices has just decided to go fishing themselves to avoid the price gouging. Either way, this market correction was a long time in the making. Looks like the good days are numbered, fishmongers of Nordinar. That's all the time we have for this week's Radio Market Watch. I hope you found some of the information here useful. Make sure to use wowauctions.net for all of your own market research. Remember to keep an eye on your coin, otherwise someone else will for you. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Welcome to Turtle Wow News' Community Bulletin, Radio Edition. I'm your host, Vrograg Fishlayer, here to bring you all the community news and updates on events going on in your community, for the player and by the player, for the week of August 12, 2024. Top of community news this week, the server's premier hardcore raiding guild, Hard Chores, completed Blackwing Lair this last Saturday. Not only was this a server first for a group of raiders to have completed BWL in Inferno mode, but the entire progression, which took weeks, did not feature a single death to the mortal heroes. Those that completed the first full BWL will also be granted a custom title that they can wear with this honor, Conqueror of Dragons. Congratulations to them, you are an example of excellence in Turtle WoW. Over in the world of Battlegrounds, there was an event posting by Venardarian inviting veterans and newcomers alike to experience Turtle WoW's lesser-known custom battleground, Sunnyglade Valley. The dates of August 17th, 22nd, 27th, and September 1st were listed as days for anyone of any battleground experience to come together and push for victory. For anyone interested, the event page also hosts a Discord link for those wishing to collaborate and strategize. Best of luck to them and to the PvP community with this effort. This last Saturday, there was an open call for the newly risen members of the Forsaken to commiserate with other newly unearthed kin. This new organization, known as the Death Guard, are organizing to take part in a larger wargame taking place between the various RP guilds over sections of land in the northern half of Eastern Kingdoms. If you might have missed the event and are looking to join ranks with this group, check the event listing or contact Kratz or Emmeline in-game for more details. Seems like the territorial war in Eastern Kingdom certainly is heating up. Far to the east and over the mountains in Reventusk village, a new supposed Loa has been awakened. This entity, known as Mojuzian, is a matter of great speculation, and because of that, the Wolfskull clan are looking into this revelation. On August 18th at 7 p.m. server time, members of the Horde are invited to meet in Reventusk village to set out with the clan to see how this ooze-like Loa should be dealt with. Good luck to them. Whether it's events, pugs, or just general fun, Turtle WoW is more than a game, it's a community. So do your part in continuing that legacy by getting involved. I've been Vrograg Fishlayer, wishing you all a fun week on the server. Loktar Ogar. Vrograg Fishlayer here, keeping you up to date and informed about all the latest changes and adjustments coming to you through the changelog. Today we'll look at the changelog for August 7th, 2024, which hosted 7 separate changes. Let's check out the most impactful ones with this week's changelog roundup. A joint task force from the Horde and Alliance agents in the TSA, or Trinket Safety Association, made a raid on an illegal druid circle this last week. The circle, which was a gang of all Tree of Life druids, were found to be storing trinket buffs under their bark. Ordinarily, the TSA authorizes a maximum of 2 trinket effects at once, but these wooden exploiters were found carrying effects from many more than 2 trinkets, some speculating it might have been enough for them to one-shot elites with melee attacks. The magically infused bark was removed and the offending druids have been sent to a fair play seminar. The TSA was not available for comment. Baron Geddon recently returned from a sabbatical to the elemental plane of fire. Concerns were raised weeks ago by raiders who witnessed the Fiery Lord ignoring adventurers attacking him and whispering under his breath, "One more lap, one more lap." Reports claim that Mr. Geddon received some cognitive behavioral therapy to address a growing compulsion to keep running laps, ignoring his duty to defend the Molten Core. His managing supervisor, Major Domo, says that after some reflection, therapy, and anti-anxiety medication, Baron Geddon should be back to his post. Even the cruel masters underneath Blackrock Mountain take mental health care seriously, it seems. And finally, the Bronze Dragonflight have just concluded some work they were doing over near Scarlet Monastery. This comes as good news, since there were eyewitness reports of multiples of the same bosses appearing in singular instances of Scarlet Cathedral. The ever-aloof and mysterious time-bending dragons claim they did put a building permit up in front of the cathedral, but leadership from the Scarlet Crusade insisted they never received such a permit. When reached for questioning, a Bronze Dragonflight representative reports that they did put in the request for a building permit, but the one they received was posted in a non-canon timeline, which was the source of the confusion. I asked if I could go and see it, but they threatened to eat me for suggesting such a thing, so perhaps we'll never know. That completes the changelog roundup for last week. This week's changelog may be out soon, so make sure to check it out so you can keep on top of all the latest adjustments coming to Turtle WoW. I've been Vrograg Fishlayer with Everlook Radio, reminding you all to stay informed because the deadliest weapon is knowledge.